Yo, what's good everyone? It's Gary. Today I'm going to show you how to make the best builds for PvP and PvE. I'm going to show you how to, so when I'm making my builds, the first thing I want to do is make sure I have all my slots with one gone. So say like, look at this slot. It doesn't have a slot gone. I'm gonna put this slot. I'm just gonna put something in my vaults. Okay, if you know you're gonna keep it, make sure you put it in your vault. And then what I'm gonna be using today is a D2 armor picker, and make sure you use Destiny 2 armor picker Canary. I'm gonna link it in the description. Basically all this does different is, if you look right here, it is a tuning function. And this is really important because if you use a regular Destiny 2 armor picker, you're gonna have a lot less options. It's a very big difference because the fact that tier 5 armor has tuning is like, it's like artifice or even better sometimes. It's really good. So make sure you have the tuning. And okay, let's make a build right now. I'm going to show you guys what I would do if I was going to make a build. So first thing is, I had to look in game, check my subclass. It's really annoying, so let's make an Arc Titan Alpha Loopy build. So I look at my subclass, so we have a plus melee, plus health, plus super, plus class. Okay, let's alt tab. Let's go to Arc. It was plus health, plus melee, plus super, plus class. So all the plus stat fragments. And if I want to do Iron Banner, I click Iron Banner. And then also Bushido. This is for the set I would want. And then let's go ahead and choose our exotic of choice, which would be Crest of Alpha Loopy. This is the most important part. So when you're making stats for PvP, there's a lot of things to look into. So my personal preference is a lot of health. I'd say 200 health is good for me. But also, you need 100 super. Now, a lot of people have be like, oh, you don't need 100 super. If you ever want to get your super and you're playing good and you want to, get your super for playing good, you need 100 super. Okay? So if you're playing trials, comp, 3v3, you need 100 super, okay? Trust me. Do not argue with me in the comments about this. So make sure you have 100 super. So let's go and click 100 super, and I can choose 200 health. So I'm going to choose 200 health because that is my personal preference. I really like that. And now we get into the melee, grenade, and class. So there's common misconception with class, grenade, melee stat. You get a lot of benefits when you start going in the lower to mid tier of stats. So like say you go from like 50 to 60, it's actually a noticeable difference. Let me show you right now. Right now it is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then I take it away, and it's like 10 seconds of difference. But then when you're starting to get into like class, and it's like 100 class, let's take away some class, and boom, I lose 1 second. So the difference between the higher tiers, like 80 to 90 to 100, is not as big of a difference as say 60 to 70, 50 to 60. Those are the big ones that you really want. So I'm gonna really try to show you what I would pick, and I think you want more of a rounded out build. I'm not gonna go for I could click like 98, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna click around 70 to 80 class because I think that'd be good. This is more of a class exotic, so I'm gonna pick a little bit more class. So I lean more into 80. Next, I'm gonna go the one that's lower because this one has so much leeway. So I'm just gonna pick the lower one, so I don't have like the minimum melee. And then boom, we get 74, and we could get more class, but a little weapon stat isn't too bad. It gives you handling and reload. So boom, we got this entire set. Now it shows you everything you need to do. Look at this tuning. Boom, 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 boom. All those tunings that you need to do. We have 2 tunings against class, so we gotta remember that. And all you have to do is equip items beta. It will equip all the gear. Now it will do this only when you're in orbit, or like I think you could be in the tower as well. But make sure you have 1 open slot. That's all you need, and it's going to transfer everything. Unless it is in the Postmaster. If it's in the Postmaster, what I would do, so say like this is in the Postmaster, I look at the stats that it has, and remember it's Bushido, and then I would look at my Postmaster, just pull it from the Postmaster, just like click it over, and then yeah, you can just equip it. It's really easy. And as you can see, all the armor is on my character. I'm literally going to masterwork a tier 5 armor just to show you guys that you can make a build really easily. I have a lot of enhancer prisms. I'm sorry for anyone that doesn't, because it is really bad. It's rough out here. Okay, so I already remember what stats we need. So I want 200 health. So we're going to go for that first. It did tell me in armor picker, it tells you what mods. So like right here, it says health mod. So it's 200 health. And then I have 1 artifice for melee. Boom, melee artifice health mod. Now, we don't have to change any more of the big mods right now. They should all be pretty good. And let's start going into the tuning. So all the tuning is against class. So let's put all that. I think we had 2 against class. And then the rest were balance tuning. So let's keep those in balance tuning. And boom. This is the perfect exact stat match that it was showing me. As you can see, 248, 74, 104, exactly same. So this is already a really good build. And I can show you guys the mods that you would want to equip for your build. So right now I have a Hawkman, which is kinetic, and Mito Macro Tool that is an energy arc. So for PvP, since I'm using a special ammo gun, you definitely 100% want special ammo finder. This is 100% needed. It is so good. If you want a lot of green and you want it consistently, make sure to put this on. I would prefer to put a kinetic targeting over an arc targeting, but I can afford to put an arc targeting, so I'm going to do that. So like priority number 1 is primary. So make sure to put a kinetic targeting over your primary targeting, especially if it's a shotgun. If it was a sniper, I would say do which one you prefer, because it's kind of preference at that point. I personally would put a sniper targeting just so I can ADS faster from a sniper. And boom, my helmet's already done. Arms, all you need really is dexterity. If you need the reload, you can do it, but I would always advocate for dexterity. And also you have room for fastball too. So these ones you just put kinetic because it's kinetic Hawkmoon, arc because it's arc. But like if you have, okay, I also see people do duplicate dexterity. It's a very bad thing because handling how it works is you also have to stow your gun. So if you want your shotgun to pull out quick, you want your Hawkmoon to stow quicker as well. So it's like a balance that you need. So definitely just put one of each if you want the fastest handling for your guns. Next, we got chest piece. So as you know, I have kinetic. So I'm going to put one unflinching for my primary. And then I'm going to put kinetic ammo generation and arc generation. These are both really good mods if you want more green ammo. So if I get a kill with my special or my kinetic ammo gun, they're both going to be contributing to the green ammo transmat, like little thingy, like green ammo bar. So definitely put these two on. For my greaves, since I'm on a Titan, I do not want the enhanced athletics, at least me personally, because I like Titan skating and that kind of inhibits that. So I put on one better already, one arc holster. And since my melee stat is a little bit lower, I'm going to put on invigoration, but you could also put on a recuperation or better already, another one. But since you have 200 health stat, you're going to be getting a lot of health from orbs. Just remember that. Finally, for the class, I definitely put on distribution, Reaper, and powerful attraction. Powerful attraction isn't as needed, so you could put a bomber or outreach. In this case, I'd put on outreach because it is a lower stat. But Reaper is the most important thing. It is super valuable. The fact that you can just get an orb off of, put your class ability down and getting a kill is kind of like crazy to me. And I always have distribution just because it's like, and as you can see, this is a god build and it's literally perfect for how I wanted it. I would definitely consider just taking this build to trials after I just made this, honestly. Obviously, my drip is horrible. Don't talk about it in the comments, I swear to God. And also for PvE, I could show you guys a god PvE build right now. Keep in mind, PvP can be different like stats for different exotics or builds that you want to use. But for most of the builds that are very, end game oriented or just like your usual build, you're going to want super and you're going to want weapons. So let's make a hunter build. I'm not going to make the entire build, but I'm going to show you guys how to configure your stats. So boom, we're going to go into our stat menu, plus weapon, plus super, minus class, plus grenade. So it was plus weapon, plus super, minus class, boom, and then plus grenade, boom. And then we're going to put on lucky pants. That is my exotic of choice. You could do anything. It took me a little bit for the stats to load, but the first thing I'm going to choose is 150 super. Now, there's a reason for this. So I want the most super damage, and lucky pants are going to be generating my super a lot. What I can do with this is I can put on 3 font mods. Next thing I'm going to do is click the highest weapon stat I can possibly choose. It's going to be 151 right here. Maybe 152. So we're already getting a really good build right here. And it's 150. This is really good. I don't have much of illegal armor, but I still think this is a pretty good build overall. Last thing is I'm just going to choose highest class first. Highest grenade, highest melee. Obviously, it's going to tune down. This is kind of preference at this point. All you need to know is you want the lowest health stat possible because health is supplemented super easy and you can do a bunch of other things to get health back. I'm not going to equip this right now, but I'll show you what mods to put on. I definitely recommend font mods, reloader mods, or also firepower or heavy-handed, really good mod. And then all you want right here is all your resist mods. You just want 2 surges and A lot of people have like their own damage loadouts to other loadouts, but even in the epic raid contest when I cleared, I wasn't even changing that. I was like you don't have to swap like whatsoever because damage is not an issue. So I'd either put a scavenger, or if you're doing something like me where I was doing parasite swaps, you could put a solar holster. Basically, that is the entirety of trying to making good builds. There's not really much else I can really say other than I'll link the Dusty 2 Art Picker Canary in the description if you cannot find it. And make sure you use a canary when you're making builds, because it is very important that you have the tuning, because the tuning gets you a lot more stats than you would otherwise have. And yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I want to hit 10k subs before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if we could do that. And also check out my Twitch in the description if you want to go follow me when I go live or post a video. I'm always live, so make sure to go in my chat and say hi, and I'll say hi back. With that being said, have a good day. Peace.